All right, good to see everybody. And this was a really good night for Wake Forest football. Really proud of our whole football team, especially our guys on defense, who the first couple of weeks struggled out of the gate and have really worked hard and prepared hard and played, good defense tonight against an exceptional offense. We do a good job of creating turnovers. We continue to do that tonight, which really helps us and gives us extra possessions. Obviously, Nick Anderson with 3 picks had a great game for us. I thought our offense was steady, consistently moved the football. Again, just another good team win. They're an excellent special teams unit as well. And, I thought we neutralized their return game for the most part. And, the big story of the game is we had to stop the run and to hold Herbert, to whatever 3 or 4 yards a carry when he was averaging 10 a carry. Clearly we had to do that and limit him, and we did a great job. So again, we sustained offensive drives. We created turnovers. We limited one of the best tailbacks in the country and just really executed the game plan extremely well. So it's a great win for Wake Forest. And again, thanks to our fans who came out. And we miss our students, and we hopefully can get them back in a couple of weeks.
Dave, what was the key to holding a team that's averaging over 40 points a game, holding them to 13 tonight? I mean, they moved the ball some on you, but it seemed like your defense always made a big play when they needed it.
I just thought we played really well up front. We played well at linebacker. The last 2 weeks, I think our defensive front has really improved. I think we played more physically. We played more up the field. I thought our linebackers were much more downhill. And it was just, we had to execute at a very high level to win this game. And unfortunately, we did that.
Dave, it seemed like about their only play that was successful was Hooker scrambling. And once you got the lead, it was almost like you could deal with that. Is that kind of what you saw out there about their plays they were running?
Yeah, John, I mean, it's when they had to throw the ball, and Hooker's such a good athlete and such a good competitor, and it's hard to account for the quarterback. I mean, I thought we were getting a decent pass rush. We're doing a good job in coverage, but he's that second part of the play. It's really hard to defend, and he's a good player. And if we could, long as we kept him to 10 and 12-yard plays and not 80-yard plays, because every time he gets in the free there, you're just holding your breath because he can take it 80.
And most complete game of the year, you think, overall, offense and defense?
John, we've had 2 really good games back to back. I mean, I thought we played really well against Virginia, and to follow that up against a team that was playing at a really high level and it's a nationally ranked team, these were both really important wins for our program.
Dave, describe how special it was after the game when a true freshman walk-on is being lifted up after 3 interceptions, stepping in there.
Yeah, they were calling him Rudy, and they were chanting Scully. So I think we'll definitely be taking care of that next semester.
So, Dave, you didn't have one in your back pocket there around the scrum with Nick?
What's that?
You didn't have one in your back pocket with Nick up there, or no?
No, there's NCAA limits on those things, and we're our limit, so it's going to be the next available.
When did you know he was capable of doing something like he did today? When did he first even appear on your radar?
He came to our camp in high school, and he wasn't really heavily recruited, but we liked him. And we offered him a preferred walk-on spot. And fortunately for us, he took it. So he had some, scholarships at maybe lower levels. But that tells you what type of competitor he is. He wanted to play football in the ACC, in the Power 5. And we're certainly glad he did that.
Dave, how important was it to establish the running game early? And what did you see that you liked out of Christian Beal-Smith in that first and second quarter?
Well, we just, we were able to get the ball on the edge a little bit. So much of our inside zone in our stretch, you get people that kind of crash the ends and make that play behind. And, Warren did a great job of seeing that. And we got the ball pitched on the edge. and we got 2 or 3 big plays on that. And that was, it was a good play call and a good play design. And then it kind of slowed down the end a little bit, which allowed us to run more of our base runs.
Up 7 with a little bit over a minute to go, you decided to punt it and try to pin him deep. How close were you to giving Skiba a chance at a 49-yard field goal there?
Oh, probably 3 yards away. The concern that I had was, that on a few of the field goals, we had a little bit of leakage on the left side. And I just had visions of that thing maybe getting blocked and returned. And, I thought if we could pin them, put them inside the 10, they would have, about 50 seconds or 45 seconds to go 90 plus yards without any timeouts. So you're probably going to have 7 or 8 plays, and they had to score a touchdown. And I just did not want to risk the block kick there.
How often do you practice that punt and return, or not return, but down by Keyshawn Williams? And how big was that play?
Great play by Keyshawn, heads up play by a freshman. And we practice that every single week, Les. Every single week we practice that. So that's, it's not something that we pull out of our hip pocket on a Saturday.
What makes you most satisfied as a coach after a game like this, when you see someone you develop have 3 picks, and you also do what a lot of people said you couldn't in holding a running attack to the limited productivity they had?
Well, I'm just really proud of the resiliency of our football team. I mean, we gave up 270 rushing yards to NC State, and that was embarrassing. We were not happy about it. We've worked really hard to try to correct it. You never can say things are permanently corrected, but I feel a lot better about our run defense today than I did, in Raleigh about a month ago. So we've made improvement. We've gotten better. We still got to get better. I'm really happy now. It's a great win. I'll watch the film, and I'm sure I'll find 15 things we need to get better at. But that's the challenge of coaching. That's what we do, and we'll try to figure it out.
Is it safe to say A.J. Williams played his best game as a deke?
I'm going to go to the cliche on that one, Les, and say I'll watch the film. So he seemed active. He made some good plays. He had a ball disruption. He set the edge a few times, made a few tackles. We played with all the safeties down. We played Trey Red as a high safety. And so AJ played most of the game as Rover. And he had an opportunity to make more plays. But again, I watched the film, but I would anticipate that he played pretty well.
Hey, Coach, it's Lauren Walsh. Your players said they feel like, they have something to prove to the rest of the conference, especially with the Virginia and then Virginia Tech lineup. So what does this win do for your team and say to the rest of the conference?
We played well today. It was a good win. I don't get into making statements or this means that, because it all depends how you follow up with it. So, we've played well the last 2 weeks, but we've got to keep it going. We've got another ACC game next Saturday. We've got to go on the road and win. And, I'm not into saying this win meant this, that, or the other. We played well tonight. And we prepared really well this week, and we got to keep doing that. And at the end of the season, we'll figure out what it meant.
Well, where would you say then the team's confidence is after this game?
Well, I think the team is learning that if they prepare really hard and put in a great week of practice and have a good Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, that those things show up on Saturday. You don't just show up Saturday and play well. The last 2 weeks, we've had very, very focused practices. I think part of it, honestly, in the pandemic is there's not a lot else for them to do. It's been so hard and so many sacrifices to play football. It's not like they can have much of a social life outside of football. So if we're going to do this, we might as well do it well. And that means dedicating ourselves every single day and every single week of really having good practices and being locked in and playing the game before Saturday. And, that message wasn't getting across, in the beginning of the year. And I think after, sometimes you learn a lot through failure. And I think the lessons we learned from the first 2 weeks, the players have taken it to heart. And if we do this, we want to do it well. So we're, we've prepared really well the last 2 weeks. I'm proud of our team, but we have to keep doing it. So we didn't believe it when people were telling us we were terrible and we'd be lucky to win a game this year, other than the FCS game. And now we can't believe it when people are going to start saying that we're good. We are who we are. And right now we're preparing the way a good football team should prepare. And my hope is we can just continue to do that.
Thank you.
Dave, with the uptick in cases, do you just hold your breath or close in your bubble a little bit more on campus? I mean, I know there's no playbook for this, but you guys just kind of close up ranks even more?
Try the best we can and hold your breath every Monday, Wednesday, Friday when we get tested. So, that's an advantage that I would like us to have, is if we can have more players available and healthy, that gives us an advantage every week. And ultimately, you can have all these rules and all these protocols. It comes down to players making individual decisions to protect the team.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Hey, it's Chris Idell from Herberton Radio. I was doing some stats. 3 straight games scoring first with your offense. Is that something that you guys been working on to get the ball in the end zone and get your defense, ready to go, knowing you're playing the top 15 team in Virginia Tech, could score real quick?
I think more than anything, after Clemson and North Carolina State, we just said we've got to start faster on both sides of the football. We can't waste drives. We can't waste possessions. And we got to get off to good starts. So we've been able to do that the last couple of weeks. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your coverage and look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Go Deeks.
Thanks, Coach.